Hello everyone and welcome back to some more Cinders. When we had left off, the sun was apparently setting. So, yeah, let's see what happens.
I've spent the whole day in the town, and what a day it was. I guess time flies when you're having interesting chats with people you normally have no chance to talk to. Oh, how I wish life was a fairy tale and I could do that every day.
Huh, funny you should say so.
And yet, life is what it is, and I have never even been able to stay in town past sunset. When I was a child, I had to head back to the residence for safety. And then Carmosa entered the picture and took over.
And it got worse from there.
But even without her, I would have been a bit detached from the town's life. I might dress and work like every other girl here, but I still live in a mansion quite some distance from town. I have no real friends here except Tobias. I hear no news, no gossip. I really don't know what their life is about. Sure, my own life is safer and probably more luxurious.
Probably.
But I wonder what it would be like to live here. Be a normal town girl. Wake up to the sounds of life and excitement on the street.
Or excrement, more likely, on the streets in these medieval times.
And she didn't talk about the captain being her friend. I think he could be considered a friend.
He's a recent friend, yes, I'd say.
Get out of bed knowing a myriad of things await me when I walk out the door. That life goes by fast and an adventure might begin around every corner. Then again, if some town girl looked outside the window right now and saw me, what would she think?
Probably not very much of you, given the way you look currently.
She would probably remember her own boring chores, the constant danger of hogwash flung from high windows on the street. There you go.
Hogwash.
She would envy me. I need to stop daydreaming. It's getting really late. My golden cage awaits, and the two sweet singing birds I share it with are going to screech their lungs out if I stay here any longer.
Some birds.
And I wouldn't want to give them reason to worry, much less an excuse for picking on me.
Oh, that's right, we had snuck out, and we're probably going to get in trouble for that now, so let's see what happens. Carmosa's gone and Gloria's taken over for the day, so let's see what happens.
Home sweet home. I used to love returning home when my father was alive. I miss sharing the events of the day with him. Now it just seems like a grim prison, and my parole has just been revoked. Not to mention I'm probably up for a long talk with the jailer, seeing how late it is. You're back, safe and sound too, with no sign of having been attacked by robbers, wolves, or some such. Though I probably shouldn't be surprised that they didn't want you either.
And let me guess, she told on us after all.
Sophia, charming as always. I kind of expected Gloria to be here and try to reprimand me. It doesn't seem like her to just let such a breach of rules slip without a word. It does seem strange, doesn't it? I'm as surprised as you are. I thought there was nothing as important for her as taking any chance she has to mimic Mom's contempt. Oh, I can imagine it already. If Mom was here, she would tell you should have a stick up your derriere like I do. You're awful, and more importantly, off the point. What happened with Gloria? I don't know. She didn't seem that angry. More like sad, really.
Aww.
Both mean that she's not well at all, so I'm content either way.
Yeah, someone said we probably should have just told her. Maybe we would have gotten on better terms with her.
Oh well.
But I don't know. This is kind of like the renegade playthrough of this game, I said. So we'll see what happens.
She was so bummed out she didn't even want to speak to you, so that's a bit of a disappointment. Her frustration and you getting yelled at, that would have made my day. Doesn't it ever occur to you to stop this? We have had a whole Carmosa-free day. Can't you drop the act for just a moment and tell me how did you spend your day of freedom? Oh, I wandered through the flowery fields, bathing in sunshine and harmony of nature, and kissing butterflies. Let's not forget about kissing butterflies. If that is what you prefer, then fine. I sat in my room, okay, and I am glad I did. Nobody bothered me there, because who would bother to come? I finally got some peace and time for myself. You spent the whole day locked in your room? Why? Why do you care? Oh, I see. You're awfully chirpy. So the reason for this friendly attention is for me to reciprocate and ask about your day. You want to boast to someone. Don't you want to tell me how beautiful the world outside is? How good it was to meet new interesting people, make new friends? Well, how did you spend your day? So I did spend the day enjoying other people's company, people I could actually talk to, and they answered without spitting venom. Do you see something wrong with that?
Not that I have anyone in particular in mind you.
Sure, there's nothing wrong with it. If you haven't got your own ideas or thoughts to follow or interests of your own, go ahead, busy yourself with the lives of others.
What interests do you have that you're following?
So you have found something better to do with your time? Fine. Care to enlighten me and share what it was? This is the point where I tell you my deep secret that makes me interesting, worthy, and good. Then we continue with a friendly and fascinating chat and end up holding hands. And I allow your kind words to heal my soul as your gentle caress heals my heart. None of your business. It's annoying the way you constantly pry. Since you're not going to entertain me by being yelled at, don't you have some other things to do?
Well, I probably could be doing something else right now. Who cares about her?
Speaking with you is no walk in the park. Believe me, ending this conversation is more than fine by me. I prefer to be alone anyway.
So you say, but you always come to us.
But do be careful. Those bedbugs can get really big and eat you alive if you let them. Everything is possible in the fairyland you seem to live in, princess.
Gross.
I wish you well too, Sophia. Good night.
What a pleasure, as always. Here we go.
Cinders, are you awake? I'm awake. I'll be right there. I'll get to work in a minute. No, it's not about that. I just need to talk to you.
Here we go.
All right, Gloria, what is it? What is so important that you have to speak with me at this hour? At this hour? You mean noon?
Oh, guess we didn't keep track of the time.
I wanted to speak with you about the way you've been behaving these past few days.
Uh-oh, here we go. You know, the thing is, I don't think Gloria's actually that bad.
No.
You know, in comparison. I kind of assumed that she'd be the worst one, but actually it seems Sophia is.
Yeah.
Which wasn't my first assumption, but whatever. I'm sure we probably should have spoken to her first, but let's see how this pans out.
Now there goes my nice morning. Or afternoon. Listen, I realize we were never really on the best of terms, but what has been going on recently is something new indeed. If you really think that I will turn a blind eye on all your childish, egoistic exploits, then you need to think again. What are you talking about, Gloria? I didn't do anything. Oh, you didn't do anything outright destructive. You are far too smart for that. But do you think I haven't noticed all the little jabs at me? You take every opportunity to undermine my efforts and make my life harder. Really, I don't know what's happening to you, Cinders. Do you think I'm stupid or that I don't have any feelings? I'm trying to understand you, I really am, but it seems like you are reveling in this chaos you're creating, as if you wanted things to fall apart, despite the efforts of all those who want to keep things together. This is where we differ, Gloria. True, our relationship was never civil, but I think I'm beginning to understand why. We may be a family, but we are not alike. All I'm trying to do is survive in this madhouse as unscathed as possible. What seems like chaos to you is freedom for me. Besides, let's face it, Gloria, things are already broken. Only Carmosa and you are still pretending that you can glue them back together like some ugly heirloom everybody hates.
It's a matter of perspective.
Typical answer of an angry child. Do you even realize that you have managed to describe the house, all of us, as if it was all about you? It is such a shame that Mother taught me so well about the importance of family. It must have made me naive. Because I still have hope that you will mature one day.
Huh.
Excuse me, mature? Yes, become an adult, a person who is able to grasp a larger picture, go beyond one's own interests. Also someone who can sacrifice personal happiness for the greater good of the house, if it is necessary. I don't deny that it can be difficult at times, but we are not children anymore. We must realize how we all depend on Carmosa and support her in any way we can. I see. Well, it certainly doesn't play well with my idea of maturity, especially that part about supporting Carmosa.
Yeah, that is an interesting idea of it.
Of course you would say that. Just like you, Mother can be a difficult person to get along with, I admit. But her intentions are good. Think about the way she is putting all her strength into giving us a good life. And if you still doubt her, try imagining our lives without her. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for her, she would be the heiress of the house, so that's kind of a silly thing to say.
How long do you think this house would last with her gone? You must understand she won't be here to care for us forever, and I can't do it alone, Cinders. I need your support. But aren't we all adults? Like, if she were not here, you could just, like, get married and not have to care
You do your
her.
own thing. That's true. I don't know, though. I mean, like I said, she doesn't seem that bad from what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, she's actually more naive than I thought she was. I kind of thought that Sophia was, like, the more naive one, but she's definitely more manipulative now that I thought about it, because she kind of instigated this whole thing between us and Gloria. So, I mean, she's got a point. I guess Gloria herself, she owes a lot to her mother being raised by her and everything. And she's got a point to, that currently Carmosa is the head of the house, and we should be working as one unit as opposed to trying to all do our own thing like Sophia wants us to do. So, I don't know. I mean, she's right in one sense and wrong in another, to where she shouldn't constantly be trying to just emulate Carmosa. Like, that's a bit too much, but...
So do you want to agree with her for now?
That's the thing about these decisions. There's like another decision that we had earlier in the game where I kind of want to take more of a midway point than just you're right and you're wrong. She's got...
There's no gray area.
She's partially right and partially wrong. We'll see if saying that she's right leads to anything decent. And if not, well, whatever. Like I said, I kind of already want to do another playthrough of this game to see how things turn out differently. But we'll go with you're right for now.
All right, I see your point, and as much as I hate to accept it, I think I can agree with at least part of what you're saying.
Okay, so this is pretty close to what I was actually trying to go for, I think.
Of course, Hermosa means well. It's her house, and we're her daughters after all. At least you are. It's her actions, not her intentions, that I have trouble understanding. But maybe not anymore. Perhaps we're more alike than I've imagined. We're survivors, doing what's necessary to cope with the situation we've been presented with. Such insights give you credit, Cinders. They tend to come with age.
Ooh, got all bright all of a sudden.
If that's true, then Hermosa must be really old and her sight is completely different than mine. That would explain some things, which... Maybe she is a victim of harsh circumstances. Maybe she did have to struggle all the time. And yes, maybe I can't really imagine what she went through. But think about the woman she became, a black widow, so spiteful that she hurts her own children. But Cinders... Uh-oh, is she right behind me? Please, let me finish, Gloria. With all the pain she suffered, there was a lesson there that she missed. Sometimes being nice to people around you can make all the difference in the world. She has no right whatsoever to turn our lives into hell, Gloria, and you know it.
But Cinders, there's something you really ought to know right now.
I know. She is how she is, Cinders. She is doing her best to manage everything, and it is a great burden. She can be terrible, but only because life can be terrible to her. You surely didn't intend to change her now. Oh yes, no doubt about that. I'm not talking about changing her arachnid nature. Arachnid, wow.
Black Widow.
I know, but like changing her arachnid nature. Bam. I'm talking about changing ours. We could certainly use some improvement in our natures, you know. This picture you are painting in front of my eyes seems pleasant, but also not very realistic. It requires one thing which we do not have, mutual agreement. And we will not have that as long as we are not of one mind. That is, as long as Sophia keeps up her silly act.
Yeah, I think Sophia's probably the most troublesome one out of the group.
Gloria, I doubt that it is Sophia who we should be worrying about in this situation. I'm having trouble picturing her opposed to anything that would bring us more freedom from Hermosa.
Yeah, but I think she'd be just as bad on her own.
No, Gloria, it's you. You're the unknown in this equation. We can't be sure about your loyalties. Now this is something I didn't expect. You behaving just like Sophia. It would seem that you two have much more in common than meets the eye. You both prefer to spend your time criticizing me rather than trying to contribute.
Damn it, these things never go according to plan.
I know. You could be helping me, helping us somehow. How can we understand each other if you do not even try? Sophia is just a poor broken creature. What? Composed of vile and self-pity. A pinnacle result of Hermosa's caring upbringing. But all in all, she is exactly that and nothing more, a product of the way this family works. She didn't just sprout out of the ground inherently bitter, you know. No, you and Hermosa forced her into this mold. You share responsibility for making her the little Miss Sunshine she is now. And where are you going with this? Am I to shower her with sentiment from now on? Why should I, considering the way she behaves towards me? Even if she was mistreated in the past, it is no reason to shut herself away from the world and bark at it from within her room like an angry dog. No, she made up her mind. She does not want me around her. I cannot change that even if I think it is regrettable. I can't believe this is Gloria the reasonable speaking right now, the one who sees beyond her own selfish interest. If you do acknowledge the fact that you separated yourself from her in the past, why not try to force your way back?
Yeah, it's not really going to work as long as they keep blaming each other and not making the first effort. Yeah. I just don't see this working out.
You can do this, Gloria. You can get your sister back. You just have to swallow your pride and try really hard. And so you recognize it as well. I am the most reasonable. We just called you Gloria the Reasonable before. And I am the only one here that actually does anything to keep up the house.
Wasn't that supposed to be sarcastic?
I don't know. That might be just a bit of an overstatement, Gloria. Each one of us put some work into how this place works, for better or worse. We just have different perspectives, and so we give a different kind of input, but surely you realize how naive that sounds. It is something one might say to a slow child to spare its feelings.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
It's harsh.
I have tried to help you both understand the importance of Carmosa's rules, and yet I seem to be the only one capable of understanding the requirements to keep a proper household. Will nobody ever learn? How long am I supposed to guide you and work alone against the laziness and stupidity of others? Hasn't it ever occurred to you that you might not have all the answers? Because that's the root of the problem right there. You try to be our teacher or our disciplinarian. You have no knowledge that we lack, nor a higher status, and you are not our mother. Stop trying to imitate Carmosa. Is this how you think a sister should act? How should I know? Do any of you act like one towards me? Uh-oh.
What are you leaning towards?
I don't know. Because every time we pick something, it fires back.
I know, but just tell me which one you're leaning towards out of them.
I was going to lean towards trying to reason with her.
Well, I'm going to go with apologize, because one, we did sneak out on her own without saying anything to her. And
but does she even care about that?
She doesn't seem, she was upset. Remember this? Sophia said she was sad about it. I don't know if she said she was crying, but she was sad, so. I don't know, we haven't done the best that we could, so we certainly have stuff to apologize for. And I feel like then, rather than trying to reason with her, we should try to make the first effort. Okay. I mean, I don't know if it'll work out. It didn't work out with Sophia, but we'll try it with Gloria and see what happens.
She is reasonable.
We'll try to be the bigger person here.
You're right. I'm sorry. I guess both sides are always responsible for a relationship, and neither me nor Sophia has made it easier for you. Yet again, the voice of reason speaks on my behalf, and all it took was a little honesty with yourself to admit that I am right. Can you see the argument for my previous behavior now? Stop it. Can you actually hear yourself? I reached out to you and apologized, and what do? You yourself have admitted that I was right and my behavior was correct. I said that both sides are always responsible, and so I apologize for my faults towards you, but you are responsible too.
Indeed, you have to make some effort as well.
How dare you! And we could do what we always do, throw the blame around. I'm sure there's plenty for everyone. We could even share some with the neighbors. But how about acting normal for a change? We have had it hard in the past and took it out on each other. Let's start over. And how do you imagine we do that? We could try to act like sisters for starters, or at least like a group of semi-friendly normal girls. Exchange information and basic conversation without bringing out the big guns. Talk. I think I would like that.
Oh!
Yes.
I think it might have actually worked.
I'm glad. I promise to treat you better from now on, to act more sister-like. Thank you. Fine. I shall try to put some effort into it and treat you well too.
Wow.
Thank you. I'm happy we finally agreed.
I'm shocked.
And, in light of taking care of one another, you are still speaking a bit like Carmosa. Please, take more care of yourself and your own needs. Stop trying to become her. Not that again! Gloria, would you please stop for a second to think and answer one simple question truthfully? And what question might that be? What do you like to do? And no, I don't mean something that you feel obliged to do, not a chore, a necessity, or an assignment. What do you like to do? What makes you happy? What do you do just for yourself and nobody else? But what are your goals? Where do you see yourself in the future? What will you do when Carmosa's not here and you are able to move on? Where do you want to go? I do not know. I just want to make everything better. This house should work as intended, and it should do so because of me. I want to make everyone happy and keep it all together. Fine, and when you accomplish that, what then? Imagine. The house is running smoothly. Carmosa's proud of you and relaxed. All tasks complete. What would you do with all your free time then?
She's never really thought about it.
I do not know what to say. Indeed, such a situation seems highly unlikely to occur, so I've not given it any thought. Who are you? What do you know about yourself? I do not know. I do not know why you are so mean to me. All I did was come here with an open mind to talk to you, find some mutual understanding.
Oh, no.
You get no understanding because there's nothing there to understand. You came here to reenact Carmosa in a statement of superiority. That is not true. I did indeed try to get through to you. You simply would not listen.
Are you kidding me?
You didn't either get through to me. You came here with your air of superiority to boost your own conviction. You don't care about myself or Sophia. All you care about is you.
I thought we made some progress in that respect.
I thought so.
Now it's all gone back.
But it's gone.
All right, whatever.
This is pointless. I see no reason to listen to such nonsense.
I was about to say, it looks like something actually turned out well for once, but then no. Of course not.
Especially since I did nothing to deserve such treatment from an immature brat. Both of you are trying to turn everybody against you. Then you will be able to whine about fate that brought you to living in cinders and pain.
Ugh.
I must have had some kind of a huge lapse of judgment to even consider treating you as a mature woman. Oh, look who's talking. Do you even understand the word mature, or is it just something you repeat after Carmosa? Fine, Cinders, get out. Enjoy your freedom while it lasts. You have one more day till Carmosa returns. And I will not stoop to debating the order of things with you any further, nor try to teach you. You can go and do as you please for today. We'll see where your freedom gets you.
That's great.
Haha, we both know you are powerless to stop me from leaving the house, or from doing anything for that matter, so you can stop pretending. Or did you grow accustomed to pretending too much? Pretending to have control, to be self-confident, to be Carmosa? I do not have to listen to this. Goodbye!
Well, that went well.
Yeah.